Mythical Championship, everybody! The Division 1 tournament, the end of season tournament, and we have the losers bracket final. Team ZENON against Hooye Polucky. And yeah, I'm still mispronouncing the red team's name, but again, like, their own fault. Go for an English name and I gotcha, but my Polish these days is not really as good as it once was. Yakshe Macie Polacy though. And Nabir Dalai, that's pretty much all. Nah, there's a little bit more. I mean, with Dziękuję and everything, I can also help you out a little bit, but still, my Polish is still pretty limited. Either way, to the left side, we have the blue team with Ultralisk on Falstad, Kelvin on Vala, Dainu on Leoric, Exer Malfurion, and Death Knight on Johanna. On the right side of the map, the Bill Q with Mal'Ganis, Richu got Zul actually, made it through the draft here. Go right on Hanzo, Dyla on Rhaegar, and Bolsa on Deathwing. So they actually got Zul and Deathwing for that draft. That seems pretty wild to me. Now, if you're currently looking at this and you ask, hey, Khaldor, what's going on here? I thought these guys were playing Division S, looking, of course, over to players like Dainu and a few others. And that's definitely true, but Division S players are actually allowed to play in Division 1 as well. But that should pretty much settle the question of what kind of level are these games being played at. So this is all Grandmaster and Master level, what we're seeing here. So this is pretty much just below Division S what we're seeing. And this is the loser bracket final, as I said previously. It's a best of 3 series. The winner is going to go up against Hype Pew Pew in the grand final, which then is going to be a best of 5 series, of course. Okay, so let's have a little bit of a look of how this is going to pan out, because I'm a bit hyped for this. Zul is in. This is in as well with Deathwing. I actually haven't really seen that particular tint too often. Normally it's either the chicken or the black one. But yeah, at this point he looks a bit wild. Looks pretty much like he's straight out of Avatar. I mean, if that is not an Avatar creature right there, then I don't know what is. Bit blue in the face and everything. Quick kill against Mal'Ganis. And yeah, off we go. Down to the bottom of the map. Terror. Full on Molten Flame. In terms of talents, we got the Dragon Soul on level 1. And we have Backlash for Zul. Zul is actually pretty sick right now. His wave clear was always amazing, but now he's also bringing a lot more to the table in terms of the fight. A lot of people are expecting him, of course, to be nerfed slightly, which is one of the reasons why in most of the games that we see, he is banned very quickly in the first rotation. Not so in this one, though. And, well, let's have a bit of a look of which team takes it. I mean, you have some real talent on the side of Team ZENON here. Then again, the red team, the Polish team, they've participated in quite a few leagues and tournaments, so most of these guys have quite a lot of experience as well. Might not quite be on the same level. Also, players like Dainu and Ultralisk, also X-Ray, they are all participating in the upcoming in-house league that is going to start very soon, which I'm of course going to cast pretty much everything off, which will also be uploaded to YouTube then if you're currently watching this. And if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoy the coverage. Helps to support the channel a little bit, and especially in the days where Heroes of the Storm content on the competitive side is getting dropped quite a lot, then yeah. But that kind of happens when a publisher completely starts to obliterate the competitive scene of a game. Either way, we're still keeping it alive as much as we can. And talking about keeping things alive, currently we have both of the teams keeping their hopes alive of moving to the grand final, but trying to get the double altar in the early stages of the game. And honestly, this one should be taken by the blue team. This is one of those altars which you usually don't fight for, because the opponent, blue team in this case, has a great... Oh, the bird is down. Has a great chance to just interrupt from over here, can interrupt from down here or here as well, depending on the setup. But they're actually not even making that play. So the blue team is willing to let this one slide. Dainu even willing to die for it, just to interrupt it a bit longer, because what happens in the meantime is a push at the bottom of the map in an attempt to get the bell tower destroyed, or at least opening it up as quickly as possible. Nice attack against Hanzo over here, but Johanna won't be able to get that kill. But they went through the wall, and they also took hit points off the bell tower. It's a bit of an interesting trade. You don't always see that happen. But they actually did some... Oh, that's a kill. Yeah, X-Ray is dead. But so is Mal'Ganis, and Hanzo is dead too. Vala is getting real damage in, but the dragon is just a bit too much to handle. So Vala is now down, and we have 3 kills against 3. But it's still an interesting trade. So traditionally what you see is a top left, top right exchange where the two teams are just taking their side, and then the battle for the bottom of the map for the final altar. In this case, the blue team traded their own altar for the push against the bottom of the map, which makes sense in the way that you want to claim bot lane control so that you can control the two pumpkin camps and then try and get just game control in general. And that's a huge momentum swing if you can accomplish that. But right now they're pushing at the top. We have, of course, on level 7 now also Boomerang. Ultralisk wants to get as much as possible out of the global here. So Boomerang will allow him to get the quick wave clear in. That helps also with the stacking on the level 1. Down here, the fly at the bottom of the map. Dino is down though, and here comes the invade as the red team is trying to get the camp. It seems like they might just be able to pull it off. Deathwing jumps in. But the kill against Mal'Ganis. Dyla is down too. They stole the camp away, but they just lost 2 heroes, so that's the problem. And Deathwing is a bit isolated here too. Has a tough time coming in, but there's a kill against Vala regardless, and the dragon is just fucking all of them up. Another kill. That dragon is hungry, just eating everything in its sight. Now we have 6 kills against 6 kills, and it's a full-on brawl here. Holy hell. Another kill, and there's level 10. Deathwing trying to escape, and makes it out. But both of the altars should now be channeled by the blue team. I mean, there will be interrupts by Deathwing, of course. I think at this point, it's Death Knight who's going to be the intended victim at the bottom of the map. Pumpkins make it through, up to the top. That's a channel already. Down here, Wilq is trying to wait to see who's going to try to grab altar number 2. But we have now 32 and 32 points on both sides. No level 10 just yet. Falstad is coming in, has the gust, could try and isolate, and goes for exactly that play. And they're gonna drop Wilq again, aren't they? Oh, the Ancestral, it's too late. The little doggy that could, well, at least wanted to. That's Poison Nova. Zul with a kill. Oh, the triple arrow. That's a European arrow right there. Leo's down too. What a game. I mean, seriously. 17 kills, 6 minutes in. They're going for the full-on brawl. It's kind of nuts, though, that they got... I'm still trying to get over the fact that they got Zul and Deathwing in this draft. X-Ray moving away just after Dog has been taken down. Now Hanzo died too. And that's another altar for the blue team, or at least it should be. Zul is still fighting it out and trying to get some counter value, but of course that's a bit too much. 4 against 1. You can imagine how that fight went. Look at Falstad, by the way. He's sitting at 16 stacks now, capitalizing, of course, on that massive brawl that we have in this game, with additional stacks for his level 1 talent. So he should soon get enough damage to really, really murder. Vala also continuing, has Strafe now in. Töre. Bolsa again, just going straight in for the Molten Flame right here. Okay, top lane push, but it's a fun start into this loser bracket final. The Division 1 match here in the Mythical Championship, definitely delivering quite a bit of entertainment. So, Falstad is already sitting at the top trying to get the camp here. Boomerang obviously is helping quite a lot, has also the sustain through his hammer gains on level 4, which allows him to take this quite easily without having to dodge even too much. So the pumpkins are taken. He will grab the early level 13 talent. That should be Giant Killer. And indeed it is. And Tomb just misses Zul, so they can't get the attempted kill here. Falstad flying down though, as we have another fight over the same camp. I mean, this just seems to be the center of attention for everything here. Good arrow from Hanzo as he's trying to jump out. That could have been a kill. Trying to Hearthstone, gets interrupted, and bam! 10 hit points as the Boomerang comes in. And then Johanna delivers the final blow. Kill against Hanzo, and they are not done yet, obviously. They're looking for more here. They're trying to go for Deathwing this time. They're trying to go for Wilq again. Deathwing already on the run. Dino coming back in just a moment. Tries to go for the slow swing. And Wilq gets rooted into the ground. Oh, but makes it out. That was close. Still escapes. But yeah, the 13 talents helping them, of course. And the pendulum is starting to swing a little bit. 14 against 8 kills. Nearly a 2-level lead now. And what's more important, the control over the bottom of the map, thanks to the bell tower, getting destroyed. That's now 5 against 3 bell towers on the map and a chance to get the altar, which is exactly what they're moving in. Team Zenon is doing really well. That's a great setup for them, game number 1. That's 5 shots fired over here. So we're looking at 23 points against 32. Up to the top. There's another Entomb. Falstad is flying in, trying to get the kill, but I don't think they have the damage. Yeah, Leo was pinging the entire time. Dino was just saying, like, guys, we got an opportunity here. But I think he was a bit too greedy. This is going to end up with Leo dying. Pretty sure, yep. Leo is dead. Falstad is already moving away. Kill is not really of any big consequence. There's nothing up on the map that they can actually take. But it's, of course, still a bit of a setback. Dino just used to playing Zeratul here, apparently. But he doesn't have enough damage on that hero in order to get those kills. So, 35,000 damage for Vala. 29,000 for Deathwing. And Death Knight moving in now as well. Trying to set himself up for the play. There's the Gust into the corner. If he can isolate them a little bit more. Poison Nova is out. And the attack against Johanna. No Iron Skin just now. And that's likely a kill. Oh, Malfurion. Blessed Shield coming out. The Iron Skin just in time. Rhaegar with the self-ancestral. No, actually Ancestraling Hanzo here. He's trying to allow the rest of the team to survive. Bellowing Roar. Balsa going a little bit deep. Has to be careful. They're fighting underneath the bell tower too, which is definitely not a good thing. And Will Q dies. That is the 5th death on Mal'Ganis. Yeah, Mal'Ganis down, and now we have level 16 talents for them. And it's a single altar. I mean, they should be pretty happy about the fact that there's only one altar spawning, because this one is an easy pick for Team Xenon. Now with level 16 talents, we also have Manticore, so once that Farfly Quiver is in... I mean, Manticore alone is already threatening Deathwing, of course, a lot more than he was so far. Mal'Ganis is under even more pressure now because of it. So with Manticore, we have Giant Killer, so 2 auto attackers with really good direct damage against both of those heroes. But once that we have the Farfly Quiver, this is, of course, when you have the most pressure, just simply because you have a much safer position with Vala when you can just fall back slightly. Yeah, but, I mean, again, the Polish team, they need level 16, and they need to get the experience. But instead, up at the top, they might actually lose out on Zul. Yeah, he's gonna die. Well, I mean, he's gonna die one way or another, I suppose, but they kind of need to make that move. There comes the Poison Nova. Does he get a trade? Doesn't seem like it. And, of course, that bell tower is now being attacked, too. They're getting control of this as well. This is looking really good for Team Xenon now. Blue team is looking fantastic. Full map control for them. They're starting to get the kills. More and more. I mean, again, 16 against 9. There's another one against Rhaegar. Fantastic Blessed Shield that we just saw here. Well done by Death Knight. And now with 6 against 2 bell towers, the next phase could theoretically already be game. It's not likely going to happen, but guys, we are looking at 3 bell towers in a 6 against 2 bell tower situation. And that means that if they channel every single one of them, it's over. It's game. And if they can, of course, get the bell tower in the middle, then then all of a sudden we're talking about game a lot earlier than that. And that might actually be exactly what's happening here. I mean, just look at this. 3 heroes are pushing it. Deathwing is a little bit late to the party. At the bot lane, they're trying to reclaim this one. That might just happen. But I think at least one shot is going to be fired there. They will still have the bell tower control. There's Falstad coming in, delaying it even further. Deathwing is moving in. They're trying to go for the chicken. And Falstad is down. Shots are fired. 9 seconds until the altars are up. 1 shot fired. Second one is coming in. But the barrage is stopped as the red team reclaims the bottom bell tower. And they get another kill. The triple altar phase is still up, but they are not getting a single channel right now. I don't even know why Leo went down to the bottom of the map. The fight was more or less lost already. If he moved to the top, he could have gotten a channel. But this is actually a problem. Vala is there too. You can have all the control if you want. If you're not getting any of those altars, then you're not going to do jack shit. Malfurion is dead. It's a full 5-man team wipe. They just tipped the entire team down. 1 altar has already been channeled. That's only 2 shots fired, but this is a momentum-based map. And the momentum is swinging. The momentum is swinging incredibly quickly in favor of Hooye Polucky. Another channel. That's 3 shots fired. Now they're down to 27. There's a final one that they can get. They're also taking the pumpkin cams now. But that's not the fight that you want to take, boys. Yeah, that was a problem. Experience is dead even now. And just look at the amount of points that we have on the core. 24 against 16. Again, it could have been game. This game could be over at this point. Instead, Team Xenon is completely wiped off the map. And the red team decides that this is the time to just bring it back. They move in, they take the bell towers back, and it's going to be a 4 versus 4 situation. on bell tower control once that the bot lane is reclaimed, which shouldn't really take too long. So this isn't over. They even have the early level 20. They got the Storm Talents. Storm Talents are in. That's Andariel's Visage right here. And yep, there we have it. Bullseye, Storm Shield, stood in the fire. They didn't expect that to happen. Not even a little bit. That was unexpected. Yeah. Arrow connects with 2. One of them Malfurion. X-Ray is dead. X-Ray is dead. Even the Bullseye comes in. He is down. X-Ray eliminated. And now they can go for the bell tower again, maybe. Well, there's the Gust. Wind Tunnel, actually. That didn't really do as much as he was probably hoping for. There's the Entomb. That's the Buried Alive. 20 versus 20. But here come the kills. Vala down. The damage dealer gone. They go for Death Knight. Gore Rider is low. He might die. But instead, we have the Indestructible being procced. Leo is down. Falstad is dead. That's a kill against Jana. Guys, they're turning this. They're actually turning it. It's the second team wipe. It's the second team wipe against the blue team. And now we have 5 bell towers against 3. Double altar is spawning. If they take both, this is going to be 14 points, especially since they can take the boss as well. If they take all of this, it's 14 points against the blue team. And they can still go for more bell towers, of course. They shouldn't even channel, and they don't. They're actually going for this one. That it means that's 6. That's 12 points if they get both of the altars, and another 4 if they go for boss. Unless they're pushing for the bell tower top side, which theoretically they could do too. What a setup! Yeah, shots are getting fired. Boom, the first 6 shots are in. At the top, Zul is pushing this through. They're going for the boss as expected. Wilq is channeling. Holy shit. Team Zenon throwing with both hands at this point. Look at that. Bam, straight into the face. Single digits, and now top control. Wow. Yeah, they're just playing the bell tower game now. Rotating and grabbing bell tower against bell tower. Just look at it. Completely ignoring this. Fuck it. And instead moving down to the bottom of the map, claiming the pumpkin camp and going for the bottom bell tower again, very likely. 5 against 3 bell towers now. This is trouble. Yeah, they have a bad... If they lose another team fight, then it's just over. Can they bring it back? One good... Oh, that's not a good buried alive. I was just about to say, one good buried alive and you bring it back. But yeah, that's exactly the opposite. Misses it. Bala, by the way, 70,000 damage, 67,000 on Hanzo. And they take another one over here. 17 against 19. Ooh, oh boy. Okay. 5 deaths on Dino, Leoric, and Wilq on Mal'Ganis. And they look at the bot lane again with 2 heroes now at the top. What are they going to go for? They're going to go for the trade again. Just trade all day, every day. And thanks to that trade, bottom altar is more or less a given for the red team. They should easily get this one. I mean, this is the most accessible to them. It's very difficult for Team Zenon to make the play there. Falsa could fly in, of course, but then he's isolated. And there's also pumpkins coming through that are dealt with first, so that they are not an issue during this phase. But if both of those are taken, well, that's game. Deathwing is already taken to the bottom. He can, of course, then also global it up. And that's 5 shots fired, so we get 3 points on the core of Team Zenon. There's the Wind Tunnel. Nice! The kill against Hanzo. Buried Alive, on the other hand, also connecting. And their Ancestral is into 5 versus 4 now. The 5 versus 4 setup over here, and the red team is already on the run, trying to get out of this one. This is going to be tricky. Good setup, though. Nice ult from Richu, at least. So Zul is getting some serious damage put in. Yeah, they're still fighting for this. They still believe in their chance to actually make that happen. Yeah, Falstad is a little bit low. Dino's low too. Deathwing is moving in. And Death Knight is proccing the Indestructible here. Indestructible gets procced. Dino in trouble, but so is Wilq. And Wilq dies first. Mal'Ganis is down, and the doggy is dead too. Oh. Yeah, that's the kill against Zul. And all of a sudden, can they bring it back? I mean, now Deathwing is also getting attacked, but he flies out. Might even be able to wait a little bit longer, but no, they get the 3 shots connected. 3 against 13 now. They need bell tower control. Johanna is moving down to the bottom of the map to reclaim it. The rest of the team is busy in the middle. Falstad has his quest completed, so that gives him even more auto attack power against Mal'Ganis and against Deathwing. Falstad by himself is already going for the top. Okay, Deathwing is coming in. Ultralisk, arrows a little bit too late, and straight up to North America. Yeah, bell tower in the mid lane taken. What a game! 21 kills against 19, so all of a sudden the blue team is actually ahead in kills. Now with the bell tower attack topside, Falstad is going for the camp to get the pumpkins in and try to get a bit more out of it. Defense already in the middle. This one down here is easily going to be taken by the next wave since they are trying to cut off the reinforcements. So that's 5 bell towers against 3. Soon make it 6. Well, I guess this one at least is going to be reclaimed, so it's wild. It's a wild game. This game is getting bonkers. Yeah, top lane. This is going to push in, I would assume. Yep. Bam. Nearly taken. Yeah, Vala's going to take this one now. Easy peasy. Bam. Gets the connects in. Okay, has Manticore, of course, so that's 5 bell towers against 3. But again, 3 bell towers, that's enough. That is enough for the red team. They need 1 channel and they win. 1 channel is all that they need. Single channel and it's over. As long as this ratio stands. So, this is still problematic, but they have a chance to fight back here now. Yeah, they all of a sudden have a bit more control. 88,000 damage and 71,000. The top 2 damage dealers in this game. Zul has 61k, by the way. And 170 damage against Siege. Through the wave clear. Alright, a little bit of a poke over here. Off we go. Will Q all the way up at the front. Needs to be careful. Manticore is wrecking him. Manticore is wrecking him. Double buried alive. Will Q dead. Will Q is dead. And they're fighting a 5 versus 4 again. There's the bellowing roar, but Vala can now home in on... Well, Vala can't do jack shit because she's dead. Vala down, 4 versus 4. Big poison over. Ultralisk gets away, but the fight isn't over by any means. Johanna, on the other hand, she's about to fall. She needs to be really careful. Gets the heal from X-Ray. There's the kill against Leo. Johanna is dead too. Everybody on the red team is low. Everybody's low, but they all survive. What the fuck? Oh, and they wiped them again. 5-man wiped the 3rd one in this game. Richu with the channel, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is game. As the red team, the Polish team, they set up the lead in this series in the loser bracket final. Nicely done. Great start into this best of 3 as we are jumping into game number 2. Game number 2, ladies. Let's go. Whoop, whoop. Team ZENON get a little bit murdered. 3 team wipes against them on the last map, and well, those had the results that you would kind of expect there. So now they are actually behind in the series and have to win 2 in a row if they want to make it to the grand final. If they can pull it off or not, that's something that time will tell. We're in Cursed Hollow now, map number 2, and on the left side, Death Knight on Deathwing, Ultralisk on Junkrat, we have Kelvin on Greymane, X-Ray on Lucio, and Dino is playing a Nubarak. On the right side of the map though, Hooye Polucky, which how this is apparently pronounced, with the Will Q on Garrosh. We have Balsa on Medivh, Dylon, Malfurion, Richu on Sonya, and Gore Rider on Hanzo. So, off we go. Well, the setup with Medivh is always a nasty one. If you have a good Medivh on your team, you can just murder an opponent. Like, a good Medivh player is something that is absolutely terrifying and really annoying to go up against. We've seen so many examples of this, not only in HGC, but also afterwards. So let's see how this one is going to pan out. For now, we still have a bit of a rotational setup here. Greymane and Nubarak is, of course, a combo that we've seen, in particular, in Division S for North America quite a bit. Now, one of the ideas between Greymane plus Nubarak is that if you get those 2 heroes onto the same lane, Nubarak can dive into the towers, spawn a couple of beetles that will soak the tower shots, and then Greymane in Worgen form does insane amounts of damage. So it's a pretty popular setup in North America right now, and has of course been played in the past in Europe too. I mean, it's not like anybody's inventing the wheel here again, but it's a pretty solid setup if you just try to go for structures. And Lucio, as we said in the past, can be really nice if you're going for these quick rotations with teams. So that entire setup that they run here has a lot of potential to just simply play around an opponent and try to get a couple of structures taken down that way. Anubarak on level 1 with the Regeneration Master, so he's going to try for those extra 500 hit points that he's going to receive when he completes the quest. For Deathwing, we have the Dragon Soul. Deathwing making it through into the draft again. Now, these days, what you see most of the time banned out is, of course, Ana, oftentimes banned. We also have bans against Zul, since the hero is a bit too strong. And for everybody, again... Oh! They tried! They nearly got the kill, and they want to go for Sonya, but of course, with the camp already taken, the problem is that your opponent has the aura in their favor, and that's something that you're usually trying to avoid as much as you can. So, yeah, them falling back here doesn't come as a surprise. But that could have been a steal. I mean, they were really close to coming in before the camp has been channeled, and that could have been a problem for the red team. But so far, both teams are still fine. We didn't see a single kill yet, but it was definitely a bit of a dangerous move here. What I wanted to highlight again, since the question just keeps popping up, and I wanted to go over it once more. If you don't see a draft in any of the videos that I put out, the answer as to why is always the same. It's not that I'm sitting there and just deliberately say like, fuck drafts, I hate them. Nope, it's simply because replay files don't include drafts. Blizzard hasn't included those, which means that if I cast a tournament or any kind of league from replays, those don't include the draft, which is why you're not seeing one. So that's the only explanation. If you see any kind of video where the draft isn't included, it's because I casted it from replays after the fact. Maybe there were 2 tournaments at the same time, maybe I just didn't have time, it might be a North American competition where with a different time zone, whatever it is, if there is a draft and I can show it, I always will. As it stands, first kill against Lucio, so he got caught in the rotation a bit, and that's a problem, because that means that the first tribute is likely going to end up in the hands of Hooye Polucky. They have already the 1 kill. I mean, the interrupt is there to delay this a bit longer, but the blue team can only interrupt it for so long. Interesting that WillQ wasn't able to get the first grenade here, so that's another interrupt from the top, and now Deathwing is falling in. Okay, scratch that, we might actually still see the fight for it. They're attempting to make the play for the support, they can't get it, but now Lucio's of course back. Good job by Team ZENON, nicely done. They were actually able to delay it for long enough so that they can have their 5-man back in the mix here. Pretty impressive, did not expect that. Not even a little bit. So now we're seeing the portals already set up. Level 4 talents, of course, in for both. They're waiting for level 7. There could be a kill against WillQ. No, gets the heal from Alfurion. Dyla doing a good job in the back lane. Death Knight also rather low. And Junkrat still trying to interrupt. And successfully at that, I might add. Balsa needs to be really careful. He's sitting at 28 stacks from the baseline. There's the channel, and... oh, the grenade misses! The grenade missing, Ultralisk not aiming it properly. And that is an interrupt. Sorry, a missed interrupt, and a channel completed. Yeah, good job. Well done. Junkrat can still laugh a little bit, despite that small fail here. But keep your eye also on Medivh. Again, the 28 stacks will be removed if he dies at any point. So that's the big problem for him. Up towards the top. What are we going to get over here? Death Knight is currently getting wrecked, and Balsa is getting pushed back too. It's really a little bit weird. I mean, again, the entire time, the team name is a bit off, and even WillQ, when I asked him how his team is being pronounced, wasn't quite sure about it, because apparently it's Balsa's creation. But he told me Hooye Polucky, which is kind of interesting, because if you actually say Polacke in German, that's a slur against Polish people. So I'm not quite sure if they're trying to diss themselves here or what exactly is going on, but if that's the way that it's pronounced, then hey, by any means. It's a little bit weird to the German ear anyways. But now with 1 kill against 0, there's a second tribute on the map, and of course the red team is attempting to get the second one and put even more of a threat towards the opponent here. So off we go. Deathwing at the top, getting a bit of extra experience for them. In an ideal world, they get an early level 10 for objective number 3. And, well, interrupts are still there. Dino is already sitting at the side, trying to interrupt. There's always Ultralisk. And they are already saying, okay, screw it. We're just keeping a hero around, but we're not gonna attack it too aggressively just yet. And, well, for now, here comes the approach. Trying to stun them out. Nicely done on the other hand from WillQ, moving in and interrupting this. And off we go. Once again, the jump. Medivh is there. And, well, Medivh got actually killed and lost his stacks. So, yeah, the last kill that we saw there dropped him. And now he's starting back at 0. As we have our next setup here with level 10 coming slowly in, but there's the 2 finally. So they get the second one, the second connect. And that's 2 tributes against 0, so despite everything that the blue team is currently doing, they might still run into trouble if they're not able to get the next tribute. If the curse is hitting them, then this is a potential momentum swing in the hands of the red team. So, right now, we have 6 stacks only for Nubarok, by the way. A little bit more of a setup towards the top, where Junkrat is trying to get the Siege Giants to help them out here. Sonya's already going for the spin to win over here. Level 10 abilities are already. Bosses are up on the map, so they are going to be one of the next things to go for. In this case, we have the Bellowing Roar. That's nice control over the point if you get to the boss fight at any moment. Kelvin trying to get the wave control at the bottom of the map. Nubarok isn't here, but even if he alone gets with the help of the minion wave onto the wall, he can take that down. And now that we are looking at especially Hanzo with his level 4 talent, they of course have a really good shot at taking one of those bosses down quickly with Hanzo's help. Greymane can do the same thing with the blue team, so yep. Talking about Hanzo. Grenade to the face, and that's the end of him. Okay. Junkrat sticking the bow where the sun doesn't shine. And Hanzo is dead with his little hipster beard. So he's down, and Nubarok is already anchoring the flank a bit, but this tribute is ending up in the hands of Team ZENON. Yeah, no doubt about it. This one is taken. And again, they're trying to go for Dyla. He's a little bit alone, and Nubarok gets the stun. Deathwing jumps in, and the save. Wilq with a big boy save. X-Ray trying to take him down. Can't make it happen. Wilq himself, though, might pay for his little service here. And gets out. Nicely done. Good job by the tank player for the Polish team. Yeah, but at the top, the situation is not really over yet, since Richu gets attacked here, but thanks to the spin to win, he is keeping himself alive. Gets booped out again, and the fight just continues. We have another tribute spawning at the bottom of the map, by the way. Sonya still not completely out, neither is Garrosh though. There's the arrow, they're flying the kill. Deathwing a bit low, and well, turns quickly into Deadwing, so he's now down 2. And we have even more aggression now against the top. Yeah, 1 tribute against 2, but at the bottom of the map, that is the next tribute, and this could be cursed. This should be cursed. This will be cursed. Deathwing isn't there, and the rotation is just too slow. Go Rider is moving in. Blue team is gonna get cursed now. They won't be able to interrupt this at all. They're trying to speed down with X-Ray and Dainu, but that is not quick enough to interrupt this. Curse against Team ZENON, both of the teams on level 12, but now of course you have to make sure that you don't lose too many structures here. They're trying to take the camp in an attempt to make sure that the mid lane is not getting pushed back too quickly. At least a bit of a defense setup. Red team should also try to just spread out a little bit more. Nobody's at the top lane. Deathwing instead has moved in to ensure that the fort doesn't fall and the wall doesn't get dropped either. The rotation for Hooye Polucky is now heading straight into the middle of the map in an attempt to take this fort down anyways. Junkrat is at the bottom. That is not going to do too much for the red team. I really think that they can take the fort in the middle, but outside of that, I don't really see them making any big leaps here. The defense is set up pretty well for Team ZENON. It's another 20 seconds though, so we'll see what else the red team can pull off. They're rotating down to the bottom of the map now, but the move for boss might be a bit too optimistic. And they're already falling back from it, because again, Deathwing can jump down at any point. They might get another fort here, which is actually a bit more than I expected. The problem is that the attack is coming. They're already attempting to move in here. Oh, Junkrat! Ultralisk is dead. Dainu's in trouble too. Dainu jumped in to try and help him out, but that's an ult from Malfurion, and that silences him immediately, so they get a double kill and they got 2 forts. More than I expected, and they can even go for boss now. That's actually really, really good for them. They have the lead in the series. If they take another victory here, then they move on to the grand final. In their case, it would be a rematch against High Pew Pew. High Pew Pew is waiting in the grand final after they secured the victory in the winner bracket. Yeah, get stunned out, but they're still fine. And now they have the boss pushing. Can make the play for the bottom keep. Could in theory also just simply rotate to the top and take the second boss. Take that off the map too. But great position for them now. Now there's a bit of damage against the top fort, thanks to Deathwing pushing this out consistently. Experience lead is not really big for the Polish team there either. But rotation in the middle, trying to get a bit of damage into. Also, updating you again on Medivh, he's on 13 stacks now. There's the rotation towards the top boss, as more or less already expected. Damage output with 21,000 for Junkrat. We have 27,000 for Hanzo. And off we go. Bot lane, the defense against the boss is of course ongoing, thanks to Greymane. They're not losing too much, he comes in and just drops that quickly. But we'll have to make the rotation towards the top of the map now in order to ensure that the top 4 doesn't fall. Experience, still slightly ahead for the red team. Level 16 is going to do them a lot of good if they can get to that point. And then maybe force a fight around it. That's obviously always the question. Can you force the fight around any talent advantage? If your opponent is giving you that battle, that's normally a huge mistake. In this case, even if it's about a tribute, they can let it slide, since that would be the first tribute after the curse for the red team. But the boss at the top gets assisted. Yeah, they're starting to jump in aggressively with the portal setup here. Talking about tributes, the one at the bottom of the map has already been announced. Deathwing is trying to take down as much as he can over here, but level 16 talents are ready. And the boss takes down a fort. But it's so low it won't do anything against the wall. And Greymane is actually still on the map. It seems like they're letting the bottom tribute go. As expected. Again, there is no reason to fight for it. You're behind in talents, you don't want to fight. They're already trying to move away, and the red team is as aggressive as they can around the portals. And for good reason, because this is literally the best thing that it can do in order to make this happen. They want to force these fights while they have the talent advantage. This is pretty much what we're seeing right now. So, at this point, here comes the setup at the top. They're trying to defend. I mean, the only thing that you're seeing here is really just the attempt of the team in blue to get to level 16 so that they can fight a pretty even fight against their opponent. That's all that's happening right now. So, yeah, over here is a bit of a trap. There's portals continuously. Next tribute is also at the top now. So that's another thing that we're talking about at this point. But yeah, that's pretty much all that you're seeing. The fight, the preparation for the next tribute, level 16 coming in for the blue team to fight that fight finally. But they have also no vision because the bell tower has already been taken too. So that's a little bit of an issue. Here comes the cocoon as the fight is already forced. They're pushing this back. Sonya is coming in from the top, trying to make their play her as well. And Medivh is down. Stacks lost again. Garrosh has also been eliminated. And that, ladies, is a problem, and a big one at that. Down they go. 2 heroes eliminated. They're trying to make the play for Dyla again. Everybody's starting to jump out here, and with the 2 kills and the third one now coming in against Hooye Polucky, that tribute is going to be taken by Team ZENON. Nicely done. Well played. So yeah, good setup for them. Really nice setup actually. With this little play, they are now able to secure themselves a second tribute. They got the kills. They have 6 kills against 5 now in total. So that's not too bad. That's actually a pretty solid setup for now. With now 1 camp still to be claimed. At the same time, we have now 25,000 damage for Junkrat. We have 32,000 for Hanzo. Red team already falling back to take additional camps on the map, but they have lost any kind of experience lead that they had previously. And in terms of map control, they still hold on to every single fort, so they have the catapult pressure coming from every lane. But at least now, Team ZENON is back in the experience lead. Might get the early 20, and it comes down to pretty much the next team fight who gains momentum and can run this. Especially since if you look at the big camps, we have 53 seconds until the boss at the bot lane is back, and a minute and 37 until top boss is back. So those are going to play a huge role soon TM. And the top fort is about to be taken, which means that there's catapults now spawning for Team ZENON as well. So it's more or less an even game, and with 2 tributes against 1, this one could theoretically start a curse against the red team. The Polish team, you need to be careful. They need to fight for this one. And Deathwing has already secured some extra experience at the bottom of the map. Can now also jump in. Top lane still gets pushed, so the Siege Giants are a nuisance. And the fight is more or less about to start. We have level 10 abilities ready for both of them. Keep in mind that Medivh is again reset to 0 stacks on his baseline, which is really negatively impacting his damage output. Yeah, and the top lane is pushing. Those Siege Giants are starting to take the wall down, which could be a problem if the top boss is at any point taken by Team ZENON. Let's just face it, if they win this tribute, that alone is going to be a huge problem. The interrupts are coming as Junkrat is just getting 1 grenade out after another. Has another interrupt possible over here. Yeah, Deathwing is still doing his job. And as this continues, this is becoming more and more of a problem. There's another push at the bottom of the map, where there's also a few siege giants still in play, but everybody is still looking for the angle, still looking for the opportunity. Grenades are coming. Junkrat is an annoying hero. Junkrat is just fucking annoying whenever you're trying to channel anything. Doesn't matter what you want to channel. If you have a Junkrat against you, he is just going to be a pest, and you know it. Quest is completed. There's the flip. Deathwing jumps in. The taunt and the kill. And Nubarak is down. The ley line setup, fantastic. And Hooye Polucky doing their thing now. The kill against Malfurion, though. The counter kill. 4 versus 4. Nice sound barrier by X-Ray. And the red team is trying to chase. Guys, they're so low. They're super low. X-Ray is already trying to chase down Sonya. Sonya trying to play around it. Bot lane forward. Bot lane keep gets attacked now by those siege giants. But the fight over this tribute is still in full force. Yeah, this one gets finally eliminated. The keep is not going to fall, but it has taken serious damage. Over here, not over yet. Death Knight still in play. Kelvin wants to kill and nearly gets it. Hanzo barely moving out of it. And now here's the curse. The curse is in and they're still looking for kills. But they can't get it this time. Alright, Deathwing is back to business. And now the question is simply, how much can they get out of this? 7 kills against 6. It is a close game. Game number 2 in this best of 3 series is definitely a bit of a nail-biter. Now the push into the middle to try and take another fort down. Make sure that they have an even set on structures on the map. And with this little setup, off we go. Trying to take this one down. Trying to go straight in for the kill on the fort itself. 19, nearly 20. They rotate down to the bottom of the map, trying to put some damage in here. Also stealing the vision away. Medivh, 4 stacks only for him. Yeah, but every single lane is now pushing, and both of the teams should soon reach level 20. On 16, we've already seen Epicenter, which is great for Nubarak if they can go for the aggressive engage. And talking about engage, the Cocoon against Hanzo. Deathwing jumps in, bit early, can set it up, and now they can go for the damage. There's the setup straight against Hanzo, and he goes down. Ley line or no ley line, it doesn't matter. Didn't catch everybody, and Hanzo is dead. And that's the opportunity now to just run that momentum train with the level 20 that they have. Arrival of a god is in. Not something that you see any day on Deathwing. Bot lane fort is down. The fort in the middle is also about to be taken apart. And they are just absolutely crushing this now. They have a chance to go for the bosses too. It seems like the first goal is to get the Bruiser camp here. But once the Bruiser camp is pushing through the middle of the map, there's a big opportunity to move topside and take the boss as well. It's another 27 seconds until Hanzo is back. And with Greymane in your setup, this is plenty of time. Nice root against X-Ray. It's like, calm down, bro. Calm down. But yeah, that boss is an easy one. Especially since vision is of course there. They have the vision on Wilq, they got the vision on Dyla. They know that there's 2 heroes not doing anything. They know that Leyline is also already taken. They already have the control over here. It's nothing that Medivh can do. And that's the boss at the top lane. And they seem to be rotating down to the bottom of the map to take the second boss now. So they make a double boss play. 8 kills against 6. And now that we're 19 minutes into this game, of course those bosses start to hurt quite a bit too. So there's a lot of camps that they still can claim. Top lane has to be defended against, and this boss is not going to be easy to take down either, so that's going to give them nice control over the top of the map, and is definitely going to hurt the keep. I mean, most likely not going to take the keep down, but that's going to hurt, and the vision is there, so they know that the boss is still up, which means that at the bottom of the map, without any problems, they can take this. They need to spread out a bit, so Medivh cannot get a ley line steal. But that's all they got to do. Top keep is taking damage, and with this they can push the bottom. Greymane has already taken the Bruiser camp in the middle, so they are really looking to build up that momentum now. Yeah, and at the top of the map, 50% of the HP are down. 50% still down onto the bottom of the map now. Another tribute is spawning too. Can take it, don't have to. I mean, it's a freebie. Deathwing could honestly just move in and claim it if they want to, and then join the rest of the team a second later, and they let it slide for now. It's the correct decision. I mean, why exactly would you go for it? With this push, if you have the boss 20 minutes in and you push with 5 heroes, you have an easy time taking the bottom keep. Especially since the top keep is going to be pressured by siege giants as well, if they just wait long enough. If they can pin the opponent down at the bottom of the map in the attempt to go through keep and maybe for core, then the top keep is going to fall eventually for free. So that's a big deal. And this one is of course a gone. I mean, there's no chance of holding this one. The only question is, can they go core or not? The question if the keep survives doesn't even pose itself. Yeah, 8 kills against 6. Red team looking for that team wipe again. There's the ley line already, but Hanzo is dead. Hanzo down. That's a 5 versus 4, and the boss doesn't give a shit. Goes straight for the core. Tries to get the kill there. Bellowing War is in. They go for Sonya. They go for Garrosh. And Richu is down. Sonya is dead. The boss wailing away against the core. It looks like we're headed into game number 3. Team ZENON, after the loss on Towers of Doom, they turn it around on Cursed Hollow and force the 3rd map out of this best of 3 series in Division 1 of HeroesLounge.gg. Well played, and we are headed straight for the final map in this loser bracket final. Game number 3, the conclusion. Battlefield of Eternity is the map, and one of these teams will advance to the grand final to face off against Hooye Polucky, and the loser will drop out of the tournament as a 3rd place of the Mythical Championship. On the left side, Team ZENON with Death Knight on Mal'Ganis, Ultralisk on Alarak, X-Ray on Ana, and we have Dainu on Zeratul with Kelvin on Reyna. On the right side of the map, Hooye Polucky with the Will Q on Johanna, Bolsa on Hanzo, Gore Rider with his Sylvanas again, Dyla on Rega, and we got Richu on Blaze. Yeah, and off we go. At this point, we have the Zeratul top lane apparently, going into a cleave build so that he has an easier time getting the wave clear in on the lane. And of course, you guessed it, on Jimmy's side, Exterminator is a level 1 talent. Ever that Blizzard... When Blizzard buffed Exterminator, it became already incredibly interesting as a level 1 talent on this map. And then they also nerfed shortly after Ace in the Hole, which of course made this one of the best talents, Exterminator, for Jimmy. On this map in particular, but even on other maps, it takes quite a point. So, with this said, we have on level 1, this time the Overwhelming Affliction. So, not gonna get the Unfurling Shadows for Gore Rider, which he very successfully used in particularly the winner bracket final. Well, let's have a bit of a look. So far, the series between these 3 games have actually been really nice. The triple 5-man team wipe for the red team on map number 1 was pretty spectacular. But, of course, the blue team fought back on Cursed Hollow, and now we have, in particular, topside Zeratul, played by Dainu, which is always a bit of a treat, so this should be fun. Dainu, one of the best Zeratul players that we have on the European scene, him and Ty, of course, quite strong on this one. And, well, let's have a bit of a look. Camp taken at the bottom of the map, even with Blaze rotating down. Blaze a bit too late. So you want to make the... You want to clear the wave topside and then rotate down if you're trying to fight for this. There's obviously the other variation where you just send the second hero up to the top lane and then you get the camp, which is exactly what Team ZENON is currently trying to do. Which more or less guarantees them the second camp for free. I mean, the red team had to defend down here first, but let's see if this actually pans out on the time side, because Gore Rider is now coming in too. And yeah, Anna's rotating in, Hanzo is rotating up. This is gonna be a little bit clutch, but it seems that with Blaze around, the red team is gonna steal it away. Yeah, Polish team stealing the camp. Typical. Okay, in comes the wave, but yeah, that didn't really threaten Dino in any way. Okay, so with Death Knight already moving through up to the top, there's the jet propulsion, but this one didn't do enough. Didn't connect with Death Knight, or they could have maybe made the play here. Down to the bottom of the map already. Jimmy trying to push that out. Pretty much solo. Full on scattershot build, of course, on this map to drop the Immortal as quickly as he can with the help of Sylvanas as well. And over to the left side. X-Ray trying to prep this a little bit, but he needs some help, and he gets it as well. Okay, so with this we have the setup now on both sides with the Shaman camp pushing through lane as the objective is up. That's always how you want to time it, to get the most out of your camp. And with 5 against 5 on the level count, we don't have a single kill yet. But I think this is going to change pretty quickly now. With level 4 talents already available, that should happen sooner rather than later. At this point, we have the quick halftime show, and Jimmy! Yeah, Exterminator value right there. They have the lead, 4,000 hit point lead actually on the Immortal for the blue team. Alarak is the one trying to take down the top Shaman. But they already have to fall down here. The race is still on, and Jimmy alone will easily take that. Gets stunned though. That's a problem. And he gets attacked immediately. Stun into Immortal Stun into stun, and bam, Jimmy is down. And that might actually give the Immortal over to the red team after all. The blue team is still fighting for it though. They haven't really given up on this one yet. But it's a close race. Holy shit. But the red team just a little bit too strong here, so they claim it. Hanzo with the scatter build makes it work. But that was quite unfortunate. At least Blaze gets kills. That's a good note for the blue team, since the push is not going to be as strong as probably they were afraid of. But that setup, that CC trade against Reyna, that saved them. Because if that doesn't happen, if Reyna doesn't die there and doesn't get stunned 3 times in a row, then he claims the Immortal pretty much solo for the team. You can already tell how quickly this one is now getting dropped over here. It's not even going to get the entire wall, even with Sylvanas. But as I said, the problem for them was that Blaze was killed. So, huge problem for them. But either way, at this point, we have the move at the bot lane with 5 against 4. Zeratul, the only one at the top, that should actually secure them a bit of a lead in experience. And Dino is even just sitting there and saying, hey, if you don't come up here to deal with me, then I'm going to take your wall down. So that's exactly what they're currently doing here. Okay. Now down to the bottom of the map, 2 kills against 1, 7 versus 7. The Talons are in, and with this we get the Seeker in the dark again. Quest, well, actually the camp is taken by Hooye Polucky. And now towards the top, Dino is still taking another wave down. But we have finally hero rotating it, so they lost the wave. Boom, again is down at the bottom of the map though. Yeah, that 4 versus 4 backfire, 2 kills against 2. It's a close game so far, and I like it. That's exactly what we want to see in Game 3. The final map of this series. The winner going to the grand final with a chance to crown themselves the champion of the Mythical Championship right here. At this point, up towards the top, another rotation to a camp, trying to claim the second one. This will also give them another small lead. 9 stacks on the negatively charged, by the way, for Alarak, so he's slowly getting those together too. He's sitting at 86 sadism now. Nothing really to write home about just yet. But, well, let's go. Top side, Death Knight trying to push this out. And the camp is, or the Immortals are going to spawn pretty soon. Camps, by the way, 50 seconds over here, 55 over there. So, yeah, Zeratul, slight trouble. Dino, oh, clutch. Really clutch. Yeah, if he dies in that scenario, it's a problem. This timing is everything here. And if you kill a hero on the opponent's side just as the Immortal spawns, you pretty much secure yourself a halftime show. But Jimmy is now burning this down quickly. The problem, of course, is that we still have Sylvanas and Hanzo with a really nice damage output on the red team side, and they take the halftime show easily right at this point. Yeah, the fight is on the other hand there, and Zeratul, Dino is poking. Dino is there. Dino is looking for the kill. Coming in with hit after hit the entire time. Starting to make his plays, but yeah, they're zoning them out, and actually they're getting the full-on shot against the Immortal. That's a bit bad now for the red team. Hooye Polucky has to really start to defend this one. I mean, the poke is there continuously, and the more damage Kelvin gets in with these auto attacks, the worse it's gonna get. It's already significantly below the hit point pool that we have on the blue team's Immortal. They're going for the defense now, and some of them might actually have to tap the Fountain, Death Knight in particular. But that has changed quickly from the red team leading on the Immortal and now falling behind. Stun into the Immortal, stun, nice. Dino trying to go for it, trying to go for the kill against Blaze. And down goes Sylvanas. There it is. Kill coming in, dropping her. Another setup. Oh, the double kill. Johanna and Hanzo both down. Make it a triple, baby. Now we're looking at level 10 abilities, 5 kills against 3, and they get the Immortal too. Nicely done. Yeah, that was actually sick. We actually, look at the ult on Ana's side. Ana went straight into the Eye of Horus. You can, of course, still go for the nano boost if you want a nano boost either Zeratul or if you want a nano boost, for example, Alarak. Still, standard talent by now on level 10 for Zeratul, Might of the Nerazim. And Dino is going to have way more mobility right now as he's trying to make his plays. I mean, he's not with the team. He pushed out the top wave first, but he's now on the rotation down to the bottom of the map. And especially Hanzo needs to be careful. Zeratul is already moving in for it. Look at Ultralisk. He wants to go for the deadly charge. Yep. Change the level 10 ability here. they get the fort. Easily. Look how defensive the red team plays now. With the charge, with the deadly charge on Alarak and Dino, you can already tell this is going to be a super aggressive setup whenever they see an opportunity to kill one of the backliners. That's a massive problem. Nice done over here. Yeah, Cleanse comes out and saves the target for now. Getting pressured back a little bit. The Immortal is about to fall. Here comes the arrow. Nice follow-up. They go for Jimmy. Deadly charge into the back line, but the kill against Jimmy. Jimmy down. Bunker gets used at this point. X-Ray is also eliminated. Double kill. Well played here. The Polish team going full forward. Napierdalaj, baby. Get 3 kills. Quick triple. 5 kills against 5. And this game is still wide open. 1-4 down, but they're still looking good right now. Alright, top side. The rotation is in as Richu is making his play for experience and trying to pressure those 2 towers that are still standing over here. Down to the bottom of the map. More pressure through Sylvanas, disabling the structures already as we speak. Alarak is there, so is Mal'Ganis, but they're still waiting for Zeratul to come back. And off we go. Rotation towards the camp. Camp at the top gets pinged too. It's a final map. The final map in this best of 3, and so far it has been a spectacular series. Both of the series that we had so far today were just great. Yeah, and now they're taking the top. Dino is there. Both teams looking for level 13 abilities before the next objective spawns. We have both Shaman camps up too, so they can time it around the Immortals again. Definitely needs to be careful. Shouldn't really be in trouble. And there's a level 13. Immediately on 13, the Mending Strikes. Mending Strikes are in, bot lane gets defended now, top lane, that's where Sylvanas is headed to do the same thing, needs to take care of the camp that has been taken previously. Zeratul, sitting tight right now, fully cloaked of course, provides him with a bit of vision. Pretty much just a sentry ward over here. Pretty much just acting as a sentry ward for the team. Showing himself now, 13 ready for both sides, just as the Immortal keeps spawning. And here we go. Already going maybe for a bit of a defense. Jimmy is obviously on the left side, already doing his thing. But over here, the situation is slightly different. Zeratul is looking to poke them out. Death Knight is trying to slow them down too. Zeratul already jumping in. Double stun from the Immortal. Nice, the setup is there. They want to go for the kill. Can't quite get it just yet though. Then Zeratul again making the play for Hanzo. Yeah, and they are really occupying them. And that's the halftime show. Won by Team ZENON once again. That was a good setup. Have 2 heroes attack. Rest of the team is just trying to distract the opponent. Shaman camps are moving through, and in case of the blue team, it's gonna aim for the keep. Over here, the attack against the tank. Johanna with the iron skin, and the Ancestral is out too. The arrow against Mal'Ganis. Death Knight, the blessed shield misses! And he gets out, at least for now. Zeratul is also low, escapes, gets the damage in, and nearly takes down Hanzo. Oh, the cleaves everywhere. Bot lane, heavy aggression against the keep. Guys, this might even fall. The keep might even fall as the attack up here continues. But the blue team's Immortal is nearly eliminated. Zeratul misses the Seeker in the dark. They're jumping in and they get the Immortal. Immortal is out, but Johanna is down and they're rotating down to the bottom. Dino's trying to get the kill. Tries to go for Balso and gets it. Alarak with a final blow. And the keep will fall. Top 4 has been eliminated by the Shamans as well, but of course the trade's still in favor of Team ZENON as they go for additional kills, and no, they're going for core. 3 heroes have been eliminated, and they're making the play right here. Immortal is down at the bottom of the map. At the top, we have a wave pushing, but they're trying to go for game. They're trying to secure the best of 3. They're trying to secure a spot in the grand final, and with only 3 heroes to defend, it seems like they can easily make it happen. The core is about to go down, and this is game. Team ZENON with a 2-1 victory over the Polish team, and they move on to the grand final where they will face off against Hooye Polucky in a best of 5 to determine the champion of the Mythical Championship.